Hello, this is Dr. Dame Kabiawu, and today I'm going to teach you how to build a calculator in Excel. A calculator is just this bit of input cells and formulas that are linked to the input cells. The idea is when you change all the values in the input cells, your formula recalculates. And the example we're going to do today is a binomial distribution calculator. It just takes the binom.dist function in Excel and turns all the arguments into input cells so that you can reuse them multiple times. So I'm going to start by making my screen larger. Note, I'm not going to teach binomial distribution probabilities. All I'm doing is showing you how to build a calculator that can do the calculation in Excel. So first I'm going to label all of my data. Number of successes is the required argument in Excel. X. Number of trials, that's my N. Don't you just hate it when you type something in lowercase? At least I did. I hope Excel didn't make this uppercase for me. Anyway. Probability of successes, that's another input cell. And I think we put pi in there. The symbol in my textbook is pi, so I'm going to click on symbol. And somewhere in here, there ought to be a pi. There we go. I think I might use this one. Close. Ooh. Go back home. I really need these to be small. That's better. Awesome. And now I'm going to have all of my cells for my output. So here's my input cells. I'm going to format it yellow. Click on borders, put borders all around it. That looks like input cells. So now my calculations are going to show up here. I need probability that X is equal to XI. And I'm going to make the I a subscript. First, close the bracket. I'm going to click on that and go to font and make it a subscript. Okay, so, go back. I think I might have clicked too many times, right? Subscript. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, this is going to be equal to 1 minus the probability that X is equal to XI. Do the same thing here. Make the I a subscript. Oh, sorry. That's not what I meant to do. Make the I a subscript. So now I've got my labels down for the values that I want to calculate. I need more calculations because every binomial distribution has a mean, a variance, and standard deviation. While I'm here, I'm just going to do all of that. Now, the mean is N times the probability of success. I'm using the formula here. And I'm going to print out the formula using something called formula text. So click on formula text. Voila, it shows you what formula is sitting behind everything you type. I'm going to have formulas in here, so I'm going to copy the formula text formula up and down in anticipation of the formulas that I'm going to put in. Variance is calculated as n multiplied by the probability of success multiplied by 1 minus the probability of success. That is the formula. Press enter. And the standard deviation is the square root of variance. Now, of course, everything is 0 because I don't have any numbers, and I'm going to test it in a little bit. My calculations, probability that x is equal to xi, I can get that. This is a binomial distribution calculator by typing equals binom dot dist. That is the formula in Excel. Open bracket. It needs number of successes. That's my x. It needs number of trials. That's my n. It needs probability of success. And then it needs one additional information called cumulative true or false. So I'm going to type here, the cumulative. I forgot the input cell for cumulative, so I'm going to type it right in there. Close the bracket, press enter, and we are done. So now I'm going to type a label for cumulative. I'm going to format it like my other inputs. I think I only need one M. I'm going to format the cumulative like my other inputs. So click in a format box that I like. Click on the paintbrush and paint it over the new one. So those are my inputs. I'd like for my calculations to be far away from my inputs. Well, not far over, but just a little bit down. So I'm going to click in here and drag the formula. So select all of the cells with your calculations, including the ones with the formula, and drag it a few cells down. So I've copied the formula down. Now this here is equal to 1 minus whatever value is in here. So those are my calculations. In one go, I can calculate the probability of x and the complement for the probability of x. So now let's test the calculator, see if it works. If it works, it should. Then I'm going to format it, label it, make some things look a little bit prettier than it is. So let's do a coin toss experiment. I want to toss a coin 3 times and have 2 heads. So my x here is 2. My n is 3. Probability of success for coin toss is 0.5. And cumulative is false because I want the frequency table, not the not the cumulative frequency table, sorry. So here is my calculation. The probability of 2 heads in 3 trials is 0.375. The complement of that is 1 minus 0.375, and you've got a lot of information here. So how about we make this a little bit cooler? Insert, add some labels, merge the 3 cells, and type the name of the calculator. Binomial distribution calculator. Now, I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to put thick borders around it. Now, I'm going to put a space here. Click in the column and insert, moves it over. So now I can see the edge of my border. I'm going to click at the top and insert a whole row. And what you know, I can see the labeling for my table. I can see the title of the table. Now I'm going to merge this together and make it bold and thick borders around that. I'm going to put formulas in here. The formulas are not necessary at all. But I like formulas. I like putting my formulas out. But this is too bold and in your face. So what I'm going to do is reduce the font on the formula by clicking here. I'm going to make it italic. And I'm going to make it less black. So I want it on my sheet. I just don't want it in your face. That's better. So I've got my, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I've got my binomial distribution calculator done. If you want to do any calculation for a cumulative distribution, you just make this true and that's done. Now, you can stop here. You can absolutely stop here. You have your calculator and it's done. But let's see if we can't make this a little bit prettier, right? Let's make it a little bit functional. How about we replace xi with whatever is in here? Let's start with the equal to sign because this is cumulative probability, but this sign x is equal to xi is acting as if it's not. So we want a formula that will substitute out this value here, this equal sign, depending on whether there's true or false in here. So to do that, you have to turn this into a formula in Excel. And you turn something into a formula by using the equal to sign. So we're going to type equal. And we're going to turn P, this, and the other into text. If you put a double quote around anything in Excel, Excel treats it as a text in a formula. See? The double quotes is still there, but when you view it, it views it as if it's not. Now, what I want to do is I want to concatenate pieces of information. And you can concatenate information in Excel using the or sign, using the and sign. I apologize. So I could say equals dummy space and whatever is in this box and bracket hey. So the space is part of my text. I type dummy, put a space in, put a number in, put another space in, put some text in. The text are in double quotes and the and sign is my concatenator. It's the joiner. It allows me to join all of my information together. There are also other Excel formulas that do that for you, but this is the one I want to use. So there we go. See what happened there? That's what I want to do with the equal sign. When cumulative is true, I want to have the equal sign. When cumulative is false, cumulative is true, I'm sorry, I want to have the less than or equal to sign. When cumulative is false, I want to have the equal sign. And that's what we're going to play around with. So what I want to do is I want to do that. And I want to do that. And I want to use the and sign to join other information. So let's do and. And I need a placeholder while I'm figuring out what to put in here. Excel has something called it has an if statement. The if statement in Excel takes 3 arguments. It checks for a condition, first argument. The second thing it does is whatever you want it to do if it's true, and whatever you want it to do if it's false. So I'm going to check the cumulative box and search for true. If it is true, I want it to type less than or equal to. If it is false, I want it to type, or if it's false, I want it to type equal to. So when cumulative is true, I have less than or equal to. Otherwise, I just have the equal to sign. So I'm going to delete the equal to sign and replace it with the if statement. If, open bracket, this cell is equal to true, and it has to be capital letters, Excel will turn it into capital letters, so it's capital letters. Then, open bracket, put less than or equal to. Otherwise, type the equal to sign. And close the bracket. So in between my concatenators, I've got the if statement. First, it checks whether the condition is true. If it is, it puts less than or equal to. If it's not, it puts the equal to sign, and we are done. Hey! Okay, obviously something is not right here. How interesting. So, here's an example of when things go wrong. I'm going to go into formula and evaluate that formula. From what I can see, it looks true. Evaluator allows you to step into the formulas in Excel and see what Excel is supplying. So evaluate. See? If true equal true, which it is it not? It evaluates it to false. So the true in my formula and the true that shows up here, they are different. How interesting. They are evaluating as different. I said if true is equal to true. How interesting. So what I'm going to do is, let's try converting that into uppercase. I didn't put it in as uppercase, but let's see what happens. I typed it in as lowercase. I don't know if it preserved that. It shouldn't have, but okay. There we go. That's what it did. I typed cumulative in as lowercase. Excel displays it as uppercase. So when I was walking through trying to evaluate it, I put uppercase true in here, and Excel said no because it didn't match what I entered. So what I've done is used another formula to convert this into uppercase and then tested it against true. It tests to true. So if I go back into formulas and hit evaluate, I can see what it's doing. So, go in here, evaluate that formula, evaluate the first one. If upper true is equal to true, it evaluates to true. Therefore, it selects the right one, and I'm done. Close. So, okay, that's a way around it. Now, I want to convert this into a formula as well, because I wanted to say 1 minus whatever is in this label here. That's what it is. So, I will just say equals, make everything text up till here. I'm going to delete all of this because all I'm going to do now is concatenate it with whatever is in this cell. Press enter. So now if I change this to false, it changes to the equal sign. If I put nothing in here, it assumes false and makes this equal. And if I go back now and type true in here, it works. So that's the label done. That's the label done. So let's delete this. Our work here is done. We could do more with this, but for right now, I'm just going to center all of my data and be done with my calculator. See you in the next video.